Hi, I'm Sakina, and I'm going to be moving to abolish homeschooling in California. The current California law for homeschooling includes the following requirements, which are that, number one, children aged 6 and up must be enrolled in a legal school. Number two, home-based private schools must file an affidavit to begin homeschooling. Number three, parents who file an affidavit must provide all curricular materials. And number four, private school teachers must be capable of teaching. We're moving to abolish homeschooling in California for the following two reasons. Number one is that children who are homeschooled fall behind the standard curriculum level. And two, children who are homeschooled have a lack of much needed social interaction. For the first point, which is that children who are homeschooled fall behind the curriculum level. Subpoint A, there is no way to monitor if children are being taught at an appropriate grade level or if they're even being taught at all. Procon.org states that homeschooling has less structure when compared to public schooling. Since parents are in charge of curriculum at home and home is a comfort zone, there is a risk that children aren't learning appropriately. Sue Elvis, a mother who documents her homeschooling experiences since 2012, proves this when she states that we don't have a curriculum that guides us, a curriculum that has to be kept up with. I don't make plans. Every day's learning is an adventure. In order for children to succeed, they need a set structure that ensures they do well in education and in life. Education is not supposed to be a casual adventure. Tom White, a school teacher, details what he calls a dim view of homeschooling when he writes about a student who was pulled out of public school to be homeschooled. This student was 2 grades behind his grade level when he was pulled out. White and the principal of the school he taught at visited the child's home and discovered that the mom wasn't working, she was lonely, depressed, and in need of the child's company. This is a perfect example of a child's education being sacrificed, leading to the child being behind potentially for the rest of his life. Subpoint B, California laws on homeschooling are weak, thus contributing to failing the educational system. Jennifer Doak Kearns, an educational professor, conducted research on homeschooling stating that participants felt that an environment with little to no regulation had the potential to allow students to be homeschooled ineffectively, denying those students a quality education. If children's education is the most important factor in allowing an opportunity at success, there shouldn't be any excuse as to why children should ever be denied a quality education. The law should be more strict. And for my second point, which is that children who are homeschooled have a lack of necessary social interaction. Subpoint A, there is a loss of opportunity of normal student activities that boost students' abilities and confidence. Procon.org states that there is less outside family recognition of good work in homeschooling. It's an extreme confidence boost when people other than those familiar to you recognize that you're doing a good job. This is most prevalent in award ceremonies, which is something that homeschool children miss out on. And quoting Professor Doak Kearns again, she states that children who are educated solely in home are denied experience to varieties of cultures and ideologies, therefore violating the student's right to form their own opinions and worldview. It is important to learn cultural differences early on so that it's possible to deal with them later in life. If we wait until later to expose children to cultural differences, then they may not be accepted, thus creating social conflict. Subpoint B, children are prone to emotional issues when only exposed to a family setting. A California court ruled that keeping children at home deprived them of situations where they could interact with people outside of the family. Whether parents realize it or not, children's emotions are disrupted when they miss out on opportunities to be with other kids. This is a perfect example as to why people say it takes a village to raise a child. Professor Doak Kearns yet again states that compressing home, school, and peers into a single setting makes socialization difficult for kids, and that failure of socialization leads to interpersonal conflict and social isolation. Parents are supposed to encourage children to succeed in home, school, and peer-involved life, not help them fail at it. To combat these issues, we propose the following plan. We enforce homeschooling with a fine and give parents until the fall of 2019 to have their children enrolled into a public or on-site private institution. Parents have the option of enrolling their children into charter schools in which classroom settings are more intimate, yet children get necessary social interaction for good emotional health.